Good morning, sir. Did I wake you up? We're gonna hit the road, see what we can do, and try to get back as soon as we can. For some reason, my dad left the gate open. He got Emma on the road out there. Passing back by the airport here in Cornelia, Georgia. One plane getting ready to take off. I picked up their washer. We got about a 25-minute drive home. Let's get it done. As I was headed back, the ABS light came on in the van. I got my hazards on because there's definitely some kind of issue. I pulled over to take a look. I couldn't see any problem, but I can definitely hear some metal clanking underneath the van, which is not a good sign, but I have no other option but to baby her back to the shop. We are about maybe 2 or 3 minutes away, so let's see how this goes. Thankfully, made it back. The gate's open. I'm just gonna pull her on in there. It is very hot to the touch, a lot hotter than the other side, so I'm not sure if there's something with the braking system or the rotor, or I'm not too sure, but we're gonna have to jack this thing up and take a look at it, see if we can get it fixed. I'm gonna unload this customer's washer, unload my toolbox and all the other parts. I'm hopping in my shop. I got that customer machine over here. I'm getting ready to take a look at it. Also got a couple of my machines I got to take a look at. This is the machine I just picked up. The guy already took this piece off here. That's why I'm able to do it by hand, but I kind of put it back together so nothing gets lost. This is his problem, because his agitator is stripped out. The shaft on the transmission is a little bit wore out as well, so we don't want to just replace this. I'm not sure if it's going to last or work at all. So let me see what I can do, if I can clean up that transmission shaft, get it back up and running, and then we'll see if we can find another agitator. We got a friend here. I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't seem to be mean. He's out here at the very front of my shop. I got Sika behind the fence just in case. But you gotta go home, buddy. I was worried because the goats are over here on the opposite side of the fence, and you really don't know how old the dogs are with animals. They could try to kill them. We've had that happen before. So I wanted to make sure he moseys his way out of here and I get these goats pushed back before we have any problems. Got the van pulled up on the pad. Me and my dad are getting ready to take a look and see what's going on with her. It's definitely the main priority. So we got to get this old girl back up and running. Figured out what the problem was. The wheel bearing pretty much just fell apart. That's what was causing all the shaking on this side. So we have to get that replaced, but we're having a hard time getting this nut off because we can't find the right size. So it's always something. Can't find the right size, we'll cut the bolt off. Finally got the bolt removed. Some of you may ask, why would we cut the bolt if we have to reuse it? But thankfully we have the exact same van, same parts, same everything, just with a blown up engine. So when we bought this van, we knew that. So we'll just use the bolt off of that one. Also, we'll use the parts off of it because they have good parts. Made our way over here to the part van, getting ready to take the caliper off, take the rotor off. My dad's working on getting all the parts off that we need. He's the mechanic here. I'm just here to help. Funny story behind this van. He bought it, I think new a long time ago. Racked up like over 300,000 miles on it. Unbelievable. Finally, the engine gave out. He kept it all these years. We ended up buying my van, which I use now, which is the exact same make and model. So we've already pulled off, I believe, a fuel pump and some other miscellaneous parts. Now we're getting ready to tear off a couple more. Helps us save a ton of money and time. We don't have to wait for parts. Got it off. We're gonna need this whole piece. We got the new rotor and bearing brought over here. Getting ready to swap it out. Get it all greased up. Here you go, boss. Cool, so we got the new rotor and bearing installed. My dad just got the new caliper on it. Getting ready to finish up this job. Got it cranked on. I'm pumping the brakes when my dad tells me to. As you can see, the ABS light is no longer on, which is a good sign. Hopefully all goes as planned. Got the tire back on, lug nuts tightened up. Getting ready to shut the hood. I'm gonna take it on a little test drive. Everything's working smooth as it should. Since we already got all the tools out and we spent most of the day on the other side, we're gonna take a look at this rotor and bearing, make sure it's good. If it is, we're still gonna grease it up. Everything's looking good on this side. We don't have to replace anything as of now. Thankfully, not as bad as it could have been. we saved at least a couple $100 between parts and labor, having it all ready on the other van and just knowing how to do it, thankfully to my dad. So the last thing to do here is he's running some regular maintenance on, making sure everything's greased up. I'm gonna put away all these tools, and that should be another job complete. Now that we got the van back up and running, that was our main priority. We're gonna transition, get these pallets of items that didn't go in the last container put away. That way they're not sitting outside. We're gonna get it brought right inside our storage building here, and they'll be ready to go for next time. We're gonna get it brought in here and set down. Perfect. Getting these attachable forks that we put on taken off. We went back down to the original forks because it's easier to get these mowers out the way. We're gonna get them taken over there to the parts section. They're kind of just sitting in the middle of our field here. It's just in the way. We'll set these two guys down right here. Got the side-by-side rolled out of the building. It's kind of just been sitting in there parked. It's having some issues turning on. Fuel pump might be to blame. We're not too sure. We haven't had a lot of time to mess around with it. We've been doing a lot more important things, and there's always something else that pops up. So hopefully we'll get it back up and running here soon. Getting a couple of these mowers moved out of here. We got to get this container filled up so it can go as well. Push the side-by-side back in the building. And this area up here will be, for the most part, cleaned up. We pretty much loaded this dumpster all the way up with some fridges. We're getting ready to throw this white one across the top because there's no more room in the back, and we got a little bit of room up front. So let's see how this goes, finish this up. That's one way to do it.
Lay it down. And that's a done day. We're gonna get this dumpster closed up, get our sprints ran, and call it a night. We'll see y'all on the next one.